Welcome back to Catching Up with Katie. So today we're in a little bit of a different setting. Normally we are in kind of like the studio Airbnb that is my mom's. Today, that's taken today. So we're in our shop and it's kind of been like a really cold, snowy week. We've all kind of been at a stalemate with production outside. We might have some foals tonight, but we figured since it's kind of like a non-busy couple of days, we could swindle Jonathon into joining us and we could answer some of y'all's questions. So we put up a prompt on Facebook yesterday. So Abigail has gotten some of those questions. We don't know what they are. And we're just going to talk about it and chat and do a little update for this coming week. And we're probably not getting a lot of sleep tonight, if we're being honest, because both Annie and Phoebe have, like, their pH is really, really low. And so we're probably at least, Justin, bark count, 2, 3. We're going to do a bark count because we're trying to include our daughter. Okay, we're trying to include Kimmy.
4.
And she has a habit of, she doesn't do anything about it, but she has to alert us for anything she thinks is going wrong. Sometimes there's literally nothing. Sometimes it's somebody that she has seen 5 billion times in her life. And yeah, we love her still. So, bark count. It's up to 5. 4? 4. Okay. But anyway, other than that, like, I mean, this past week, we went to NWTF last weekend. This week has been cold, snowy, just kind of waiting on the next round of babies because, I mean, we've had 4 and we have the same amount of babies on the way. So we could either have 1 baby tonight. Phoebe's probably not going to be very far after that. And then we still have 2 more after that. So anyway, Abigail, or Jonathan,
Yeah.
you want to introduce yourself?
Opening remarks.
You gotta
Well, they've been trying to get me on here for a while, so I figured.
He was like, "You could have." He was.
No, I said
Dying to be on here.
begging to be on here.
Literally, he was like,
No, they've
"So
asked me
when
for
am
a
I gonna
while,
be
and
on
it's something that I
again?"
wanted to do, but they're just scared of what I'm going to say. So, not really. I'm just glad to be on here.
Well, we did one a while ago, like a Q&A type deal.
Yep, that's been probably over a year.
And we did, yeah, probably over a year. And we did it for frequently asked questions, like how we met, first date, plans for the future. So those answers haven't really changed. Those can, if you want to go watch that, we will link that in the description. These is probably going to be more random questions, overview questions, and yeah. We might play a game. We don't know what the game is. We're kind of just figuring this out as we go. We might play a game.
I'm here for it.
Let's see.
First question. For someone who never grew up on a farm, how are you finding farm life?
So I've kind of just played off of Katie's lead. You know, I've known her for almost 9 years now. It's been a learning curve. It's not that I knew nothing about cows or horses. I mean, I grew up outside, and I worked on a farm from the time I was 14 till
It wasn't really
maybe
an animal
19.
farm, though. It was
No,
like,
they had animals. It was a pumpkin farm, but I mean, it's not something that was totally new to me. But I've really had to follow her lead, and she's
Crazy
taught
Horse
me a
Girl's
lot.
his type. So there was a couple others
Crazy
before
Horse
me.
Girls are my type.
That was another question. Was what is it like dating / marrying a horse girl?
I had practice before I met her, and so it wasn't new. So
Not to this scale.
No, definitely not to this scale. But
I will say, going back to what you were saying about like having experience with the farming, and there is still some things that the biggest thing I will say, because you've taken to it like a fish to water, but the biggest thing, and it's just like a being around it a lot. You'll sometimes will be like, hey, let's put up new stalls in the arena. And then like you and Austin too, because Austin, you know, kind of same background as you, and now he works on a farm, is that like the arenas, the stalls got put up, but there was like a big gap. And it's like, oh, like y'all wouldn't have thought of the fact that baby horses could get in there and maybe like hurt themselves. You know, so it's like little things like that we have to kind of, you know, it just isn't first in your brain about the animals necessarily. It's like, let's get this job done. Like, I mean, literally any other person would do it. It's just, there's like an extra layer of having to think around animals, so.
I think I just have more of a construction background where I guess watching out for animal safety was never part of it. We were just watching out for humans, so that's been like the biggest learning curve.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, this place couldn't go around, and we couldn't be doing all the improvements that we're doing, and without you, Austin, and everyone that works here. So I mean, you really have like come into it just adding so much,
You need a lot of fence.
I do, and structures.
Speaking of, what is Jonathan's wish list for your property?
Your wish list. It's gonna have nothing to do with animals.
I don't know. My wish list. I'm pretty happy with my workshop and my space. I don't need a whole lot. I can't really think of anything that I'm like, dang, I can't wait to have this. I mean, an underground shooting range would be really cool.
Okay.
Underground shooting range. Got it.
Maybe someday.
I was about to say, because you did make that mega blind this past year. That would have been your list for like a really big box blind to hunt out of. But
Yep.
Do you have anything you'd like to put on the wish list?
Oh, my wish list it's long.
Give a few examples.
I would like a full mini barn that has miniature sized ornate stalls. I would like I need a lot more land for my wish list, honestly. My wish list is very long, elaborate. I want chandeliers in my barn. I want
practical.
Yes. There's a lot of things, okay?
That's what I'm here for.
I want one of those treadmills we used to take 7 to, just in the barn.
Just for me. Just for myself.
Just for us. How cool would it be to have just like a pool outside of the barn? Go hang out, go to the pool, go do your barn stuff.
Yeah, I can get on
Jump on a
board with
horse.
that.
I was about to say, I'd like enough room to have trail horses to go just like have fun riding horses. My wish list is not practical. It's not realistic. And so, yeah.
Moving on. Does Jonathan want to own his own horse someday?
I feel like I do own a lot of horses.
You do. I think the question is more, do you want your own horse that's just like yours to ride, yours to, I don't know.
Not at the moment. I want her to have some broke trail horses that are bomb proof that we can.
So one day.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Husband proof.
I'd be open to it.
What how would you describe your dream horse?
Yeah, what would it look like?
Yeah.
If you could just
What would you
picture
pick?
like the one that you want to be riding off in, like, let's say your perfect partner to go on a DIY Utah elk hunt. Your perfect partner to like let we go round the cows up. Like
What you see yourself on in the men's calendar.
the men's calendar.
Riding.
Yes, aesthetically, what's your perfect horse?
Definitely not a pony. An actual full size horse.
Okay, what size you thinking?
At least 15 hands. Maybe a little bigger. Is that right?
Let's say like 16'2". You're
Okay.
You're 6'3". Okay, let's just.
All I want in a horse is to be very sure it's not going to throw me off at a moment's notice.
So you don't care about you don't have a preference on color or like
No preference
boy or
on
girl.
color. No preference.
Because
Okay.
remember we went on that trail ride in Colorado last year. That horse was a draft cross, so like that'd probably be good for you. Like
It was a good horse.
a draft quarter cross, probably an old gelding. Probably, I mean, I think you'd look good on a bay. I mean, a bay is just
Classic.
classic.
Sure. I'm here for it.
Blends in with nature. What would you name your horse?
Bullet.
Okay, like it.
Registered name ideas.
I like it. Oh, if it's a draft cross, we're not it's not registered. Bullet. Did you know we used to have a horse named Bullet? He was a buckskin gelding. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did. So we'll have Bullet 2.0.
How long ago was that?
20 years.
I was gonna say you haven't had a buckskin in a while before Sophie had
No.
it.
Do I need to start looking for this horse for the calendar?
No, I'll figure that out. I'll do that.
She'll handle that.
I'll get on that. I don't have a stall for Bullet currently. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Will you give one of this year's foals their barn name?
Okay, what everyone does not see is I come up with great names for all the new foals, and they're all shot down. I have no voice in this operation.
What were some of your names?
I can't even remember because they were so obsolete, right?
I do remember ham and cheese.
Yeah, someday I'm going to have either a pair of pigs or something.
That'd be good.
I tell you what, if one of the goats has twins this year,
Ham and cheese?
Absolutely.
I've been saying ham and cheese for 2 animals for years now,
Absolutely.
and it's fallen on deaf ears, so
Yeah.
you can hear me now.
Absolutely. We will do it. If we have a pair of twins, ham and cheese,
Okay, you heard it here first.
we'll do it. Abigail's been a fan of ham and cheese as well, up until this point.
I'm a fan. Okay. What is each of your bucket list hunts?
You go first. I mean, you know mine, but
I know yours, and we'll make it happen at some point. Honestly, I might be going on one of mine this next year. We actually at the SCI banquet, which they basically at the SCI banquet, it's Safari Club International. They had a bunch of hunts that were donated, and then when you purchase these hunts, that money goes towards wildlife conservation. And so we purchased a hunt while we were there
By
for.
accident.
It was by accident. I thought that like the whole thing was over and like that someone had already outbid it and whatever. And then we get home and I get the notification that we won it. But it was an Argentina stag hunt, so red stag. So that's gonna be really, really cool. That'll be next year.
Yep, probably next spring.
April.
Yeah,
I can't have
a,
April babies next year.
and mine is a mountain lion. I really want to go to like Utah and do it with a bow, but hunt them with dogs, and it's something. If it's in the snow, it's even better. But that's always been at the top of my bucket list was a mountain lion with a bow.
Yeah.
Cool.
They've been drilling and hammering stuff over here in the mini barn because that's where we're right next to. And so Blaine just came over and was like,
Yeah, we got the thumbs
'Cause
up.
they're done.
As I just heard another one.
yeah. I keep
Yeah,
hearing
I'm
more.
still hearing it.
Yeah. So
How do you feel about Katie's growing social media empire?
empire.
That's the wording.
Oh.
So before Katie started all this, we were already dating, and I remember the
He
exact
wants to
moment.
be sure that you know he's not in it for the.
Well,
The empire.
all I'm saying is I've seen it from the beginning. I remember the exact moment in time she came to me and said, I want to give it a fair shot to make social media a job, which could turn into a career. And so I've been here from the beginning, and I've watched it evolve into something bigger than either of us or anyone around us ever thought it would become. So, we've kind of rolled with the punches. It hasn't all been good. It hasn't all been easy. It's come with a lot of frustration. Not everybody gets to see the emotional toll that it takes on Katie every once in a while with the constant drumbeat of negativity or hate on the internet. But I see it all, and I've been through it all with her. So, I'm very proud of her for how she handles it, where she's taken it, and how she represents herself to the people that follow her.
That was another question, was how do you deal with seeing a lot of the negativity a lot of the times and not letting it get to you, but also trying not to let it get to her?
First off, he hears it through me, so he doesn't see any negativity unless it's like gotten to the point where it bothers me so much that I tell him about it. So he's pretty like off the grid. Like he watches reels on Instagram and that's about it. He does not have a TikTok. He does not really go read comments. He does not know that there's a Reddit thread. He doesn't.
I used to, right when you first started, and you got a lot of hate, and I pretty much just had to quit reading them because I don't know. I wasn't getting so angry. I was, losing my mind. But it was hard to see, people hate on the one you love the most. And it was, I just don't go read those comments anymore because I really don't care at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I would say like once a month, something happens that has my like stomach hurting. And I usually am bad about not telling you about it immediately. You have to be like, what is wrong? And then finally I'm like, this happened,
Yeah.
And it's sometimes something so small, but like, I mean, I'm very, I try to be kind of tough about it or like, let it roll off. And like a lot of times I can do it. But, I think the thing that bothers me the most is when people try to ensue or like say that I'm not genuine. And like, it's like, that's the one thing that makes me the most upset is when people think my heart is in a bad place. Like, I'm not going to say I always make the right decisions. I'm not going to say that I always do what the most people like agree with. I'm not saying that, but like it really, the thing that eats at me the most is when people think that my heart is in like a bad place for either towards other humans or towards the animals. Like that's where like I'm like, I don't know how to portray that. Yes, I might not have made the decision that you think I should have, but like it was not coming from a place of like greed, malice,
Or for attention. A lot of people think that some decisions you make are simply for clout or attention or views, and that's simply not the case. That the animal comes first or the human comes first. It's never for more attention or views.
I mean, that happens with it sometimes, but that's not at the forefront. Or like
when you have so much stuff that you're putting out there, and people see like, I don't know, one negative thing, and then they're like, oh, she's doing it for attention. It's like you have so much stuff going on. There's gonna have to be things in there that are gonna be like that. So
yeah.
Done with that.
Let's flip the question on you. How do you feel about, because you're here all day long, and so like, I mean, some of the things have been against, like, we'll see hate comments against you, Matt, Nate. Sometimes, I mean, what are your feelings about like all that stuff?
There are hate comments about me, Matt, and Nate.
Hey, the lowlifes on Reddit have a lot to say.
I don't know. I really don't read the comments very often, and I don't go on the Reddit page. I've been on it like twice to look at specific things that other people have told me about. Nate or Rachel, they both need to get off of it.
They stay on there.
I don't know. The few things that I have seen about me from Smurf Monster, I don't really take much offense from it. So
yeah, that's good.
But
Stay
it also makes me angry reading the comments and like knowing what's actually going on and like knowing your thought process behind things and behind decisions, and then seeing the other side of it where it's like
where they're saying she did this because of this reason, and you're like, I literally was there while she made this decision.
Yeah, and then not really being able to, you can't defend it because it's not, they're not the people to argue with because but
right.
It doesn't get to me very often.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
I remember when you first started social media, I used to get on and like clap back at people in the comments and get so witty, and I don't know. It's just not worth it. It's just people on the internet that are jealous and want to have some kind of voice.
Yeah.
Are you dead? She's a corpse right now.
Her eye just like rolled back. Someone asked if you can name all the mini animals and then choose your favorite.
Okay, go category by category. It'll be easier than you think. Start with the goats.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
There's Bella.
Bella's always number one.
I knew if I just said who's your favorite animal, it would be Bella. So I was like, no.
Yeah. Boy, I can name all of them.
Okay.
Bella, Buttercup, the other Powder Puff Girl. Jacob.
No. So Jacob has not been a part of this family since like August.
Put me on the spot. That's why I
Alright.
wanted the questions beforehand, but I didn't get them.
We
All
don't
right,
do that
Bella,
here.
Buttercup. There's one more. Think about it.
Yeah, Blossom.
Blossom.
Yep.
Who's their man?
Um,
We own him now.
yeah, I know. We just got him. He stinks.
We've
He does
literally
stink.
chased him around the property when he got out.
I can't think of his name
Spelled
right
backwards is
Zat.
Zat.
now. Taz. Yeah. Okay. yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Taz.
Okay. Move on. What's the next category? What other kind of mini animal do we
Mini horses.
Okay.
We've got Karen, Regina, Squirt.
Don't have Squirt anymore.
But we did.
That's not the question.
Gretchen. And, oh man, what's the other one? The new one's name. It's another thing off of Mean Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I can't think of it right now.
Janice.
Yeah, Janice. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
What are the others?
And
We got donkeys. We got
Donkeys.
Dolly, and I don't know the other donkey's name. Well, I know Pico, but what about the other donkey?
You did miss George too, but that's okay because he's moving.
Yeah,
Well, there's two other donkeys.
that's what I meant. I'm not familiar.
So the one that we got first, like before everybody
Oh,
else.
Blanche, of course. Blanche, Dolly, Pico, and I don't know the other one.
You have an aunt with this name.
Dorothy. Okay.
And last, the cows.
The mini cows. Poppy, Petunia, Pearl, Peanut, Pepper.
We skipped 2024 babies.
Yep.
Or
I'm try-
2023
I'm
babies.
trying to think what their names are, and I can't. Even though I know them, we've got like 100 animals, and she buys a new one every week.
We forgot about the other two goats too, but it's fine. Bee and honey.
Yep.
Okay, I forgot about those.
I know.
It's easy to do around here.
I forgot about the little baby pasture.
Yeah, tell me last year's mini cows.
Posy and
Yeah,
Pumpkin.
Posy and Pumpkin.
What
See,
about
Okay.
the one?
I'm the one that named
What
them,
about
so
the
I
one we
should
got
know.
mom for Christmas?
Pippa.
Now, out of those, is Bella your favorite?
I would say Dolly or Regina out of the minis.
Regina.
Yeah.
Regina's
I-
so random.
I really like Regina.
Dolly is a good
Dolly's
pick,
a really
though.
good one. Like
solid
no
choice.
matter like that's what I was gonna do that sound on TikTok. You know, everyone's been posting with their horses and they're like, I'm gonna have or like my 20s are gonna be rough or my 30s are gonna be rough because I got 3 dogs in my early 20s or my 40s are going to be rough because I got this horse in my 20s. I was going to be like my 60s are going to be rough because I got these donkeys in my 20s because they live so long.
Yeah. That is gonna
I
be
do
rough.
really like Pippa, and it's probably one of the best gifts I've ever gotten my mother-in-law.
So you got-
Solely got it for her.
That you got your mother-in-law.
Yep, just me.
What a good son-in-law.
We're not even
I know.
gonna address that. And now it's time to take a second to thank our sponsor of this video, which is BarkBox. So for me and my puppies, Kimmy and Winnie, we have been using BarkBox for years. It is a monthly subscription where you get 2 dog toys and 2 healthy dog treat selections every single month. Now for my doggies, they each get their own BarkBox because they both have different toy needs. Kimmy likes the squeakers. She likes softer toys. Winnie needs harder, she can destroy a toy, so we have to get the ones that are a little harder to destroy. They also both like different flavors, so Winnie likes beef flavored things, Kimmy likes chicken flavored things, so they each get their own specific needs met through BarkBox. So right now, if you order with the link in the description, you get a free dog bed like the one that Kimmy is laying in. So let me know in the comments if you've ever used BarkBox, and if you haven't, go ahead and sign your puppy up through the link in my description. Now, let's get back to catching up with Katie. A little disclaimer. So we had a little technical difficulties with one of our cameras, and so Abigail is now in between us as our interviewer, and we have to share a mic over here. So just pretend everything's okay.
What is one thing that Jonathan does to make you laugh?
So sometimes he'll like, and sometimes it's like to break the tension, but like, okay, let's say we go to a gas station and if you don't know, I'm addicted to Mountain Dew Zero. It's probably my worst habit. It's probably the worst thing ever for me. And so, like, he knows this. Everyone that knows me knows this. And so I'll be like, hey, can you get me a drink? And then he comes out and he hands me like a Mountain Dew Baja Blast and just like waits the perfect amount of time for me to like have an internal freak out. And then he like pulls a regular one out of his back pocket or something. But it was just like these like stupid little nonchalant like pranks. Like, it's funny.
What does Katie do that makes you laugh?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I feel like we never stop
Nothing.
laughing. I feel like that when we're together, we're always laughing about something, or laying in bed, we're always laughing before we go to sleep.
I do save videos for him every day.
Yep.
That I
She
think he'll
does
like, and then
show
we
me
watch them
videos
together.
every night, and we always laugh about them. But I don't know. She's just funny in general. I think everybody can agree.
Am I?
I think so.
Yeah, sure.
Some people don't, but I do.
Thanks.
What projects are you and your guys working on right now?
So we are in a continuous state of putting in fence. No matter if we have nothing going on, we have fencing going on.
sure.
We got a couple run-in sheds that we still have to do. We're going to build another run-in shed for the mini cows. And just a whole lot
The
of
barn
fence.
reno.
Yep, we're in the middle of the barn renovations, redoing all the stalls. I mean, it's just every time you complete a project around here, there's 10 more that pop up, and so it's
Or like you
just a
get phase
constant.
1 done, and then you can't do that next phase for like 2 months. So you start
Yeah.
another project, and then everything. Yeah.
We're about to start over 1,000 foot of retaining walls around our shop as well, amongst a million other things we got going on. So
Still waiting on my mini walker to get done.
it's ready. It's ready to be hooked up. It'll get done. It's also 5 degrees outside.
It is. It is. Kimmy is obviously very cold and has just had like a really rough day today. So that coldness is really doing it. But
What are you most excited for in the future?
Just let me think how to say this. The constant state of the unknown, because every time me and Katie think we have a plan or know what we're going to be doing, God always takes that in his direction. And so I'm just kind of here for it. We never really know where he's going to lead us, but it's always been an adventure. So, I mean, definitely want to do things with more cows, more horses on a larger scale, larger mini farm, things like that, bigger breeding program. Hopefully that opens us up to buying more land. Like I said, I'm just here for the adventure.
I'm excited to have his babies.
Me too.
A lot of people said that they noticed from videos it seems like you have a big family. So, I guess, do you want to talk about your family a little? Your brothers?
Yeah, so I have 2 brothers. I've got about 19 cousins. And the majority of them all live here except for maybe 10 of them, or 10 people total that live out of state. So when we get together for Thanksgiving and whatnot, it's typically maybe 40-something people. My whole life we've had big gatherings and just real big, tight-knit family. Yeah,
It is very different. Like, okay, I want to hear in the comments, honestly, the thought process behind, like, sometimes I see people talk about I'm an oldest daughter dating a youngest son, and it's interesting. Like, it's an interesting dynamic. I'm an only child dating an oldest son of 3 boys. I wonder what that. I don't know.
Well, I come from a household of pure chaos with 2 brothers, and she comes from a household of being
The center of attention.
the center of attention. So
At all times.
definitely different dynamics for sure.
Well, and here's one thing is that, only child, all the attention, yes, but like that's not the best thing. Like there was never anybody to take the heat off of me. That I was the only one they had to like put all their time, energy, and focus on. So like with 3 boys, like there was always one of y'all creating trouble to take the heat off of the other one, or like
Oh yeah, it was a circus.
yeah. So
When you do get alone time together, what do you like to do?
we do love a little Longhorn movie date.
I was literally about to say we go to Longhorn. That's that's our.
We go to
go-to.
Longhorn in a movie. That's like our date. I don't know. There's been a couple times we go bowling. We go bowling. I would like to start. Okay, I couldn't have told you that this would have been me, but I really enjoy going downtown on the days where it's not busy, where it's like a Wednesday or something like that. And we haven't done that in years. We used to, when we were dating, we'd go watch his buddy or our buddy Ryland play because he plays downtown all the time. And that love has been reawoken after this past weekend at NWTF. We went downtown with a bunch of friends and like went and watched music and watched his buddy play. And I'm like, we need to start doing that more. Like when we get a little more time, like even if it's a Wednesday, if it's a Sunday night, like whatever, I want to go put on a cute outfit and watch, some live music. So that's what I want our date nights to be going forward. Hint, hint.
I'm good with Longhorn. But yeah, we can do that. No,
He was like, no.
we did just come off a long weekend of being downtown Nashville with all of our people and all of our buddies come in town from out of state for NWTF, and we do need to start doing that. It's been a long time since we.
I do crave a
went
good
downtown.
like putting on a cute outfit moment. Like I crave doing that a little bit.
You mentioned the other day that you might be re-entering your CMA Fest era this summer.
Why would you bring that up? I don't want to commit to
Let's
that.
go. This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
I don't want to commit
Heck
to
yeah.
that. I used to go to CMA Fest every year, and then
Yep,
it's
same.
just hot. It's sticky. There's so many people. But like, I don't know. There was something about this last weekend. I was like, I could go downtown all the time.
See, I thrive.
So-
I thrive in chaos. I
I
went to CMA Fest for 11 years without skipping a single year, and then had a lot of new responsibilities.
Well, it's funny because it's not even just the only child, oldest son dynamic. It's the introvert, extrovert dynamic. Like, I have social anxiety. I have a social battery that runs out pretty quickly. I don't know. I didn't grow up having just like a huge group of friends, and I don't balance that super well. Like I don't fit in everywhere like he does. Like you're just such a social butterfly, and I feel like you could be comfortable in any setting, and that's just not me. So that's another like interesting dynamic. I feel like I see that quite a bit with couples. Like there's one and the other, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little I don't know, adventurous.
That makes me happy.
Maybe you could just do like a one day or not
Instead
commit to
of
the
the
whole
full
thing.
4 days.
Yeah.
I could do that. Like look at the lineup and figure out who's playing that day and actually go to because it's not even like there was times we wouldn't even go to the concert. Like we would just be out in
Just-
Nashville.
yeah.
So maybe do that. Go find the concert day that I want to go to. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, look at her tiny little face. She's so sleepy. This is one child is underneath my feet and one child is in my lap right now. But
Plans for a third dog?
well, I think we talked about this in the last one. I think we've talked about it in a couple things where I'm like, he's not getting a dog. He literally doesn't remember that we have these 2 to take care of. Like I take care of these 2 dogs. So sorry, but it's just the truth. And what?
No, I didn't say anything. I was just listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm just shocked like everyone else that's going to hear this.
Shocked?
Yeah. I take care of the dogs.
Do we need to talk about?
I'm fine getting a third dog.
I think if we do, here's my thing. Because we don't have, like, yes, we have the farm across the street, but we don't have, like, the best place, like, the best setup to have super active dogs on this property. And so I think if we ever moved, I'd be okay getting an active dog, like a herding dog or a hunting dog, whatever. I think if we are on this property, it needs to be something useless like what we have now. That's just my take on
Yeah, I
it,
agree.
because it would flow with the current state of things. Like these two, this is their state of being. Winnie is snoring underneath me. Kimmy, if I'm here like giving her warmth, she's just gonna lay on me.
We're also so busy and traveling so much that getting something like a duck dog or a cow dog that
Something that
requires
needs working.
yeah, that needs to be worked and ran. And we don't have time for it at the moment, but someday, hopefully.
But I'm saying I'm open to a King Charles Cavalier, which is what you grew up with.
Yeah.
I'm open to any other like I love little useless dogs. I love I love little rot dogs that just want to rot on the couch with you. I love little like disgusting looking, like
Kimmy is the light of my life.
Kimmy is, and I think Kimmy would mother it. Kimmy mothered Winnie, and like they get along, they're best friends. I think a King Charles Cavalier, I think something smaller than Kimmy, like a little Chihuahua, or like I think she would I think she would adore having something smaller than her
Yeah,
to beat up on. I think she'd think that was hilarious.
I think so too.
And she'd be like her little child. And I think it probably, I don't know. It probably wouldn't be the healthiest
Kim.
thing.
In her turtlenecks.
Tim. So Kimmy, her name has like evolved as all dogs' names do. So we call her Tim, Kim, Kimothy, Timothy, Timmy. Anyway.
I feel like I just need to like point out what's going on behind behind
Should we
the
do
camera.
a Snapchat version of this? So, for those that don't know, we've been doing like behind the scenes stuff on Snapchat. We'll put my Snapchat here, but for some reason, these cameras in here in this room have been just overheating. So Matt has
He's laying slices of cold
Slices of
cheese on the
cheese.
camera, and
he has an ice cream sat on top of it. He is just doing everything he can.
The cameras are not going to overheat.
He's doing his best to keep this thing cool. So anyway, I think we're. I don't know. I mean, if you have more questions for Jonathon, or we have the podcast that we are in the works of finishing the podcast stream, of getting that going. We ordered all of the equipment for it last night. Like we're dead set on that, for having guests that we are not. Like, we don't know, right? But if you want to, see anybody from the barn, or have Rebecca back on, or have Jonathon back on, and you have specific topics or questions that you want to hear, let us know. Jonathon, how are you feeling just going into this little crazy night we're about to go to? How are you feeling about babies 5 and possibly 6 coming maybe tonight?
I'm definitely thinking that baby number 5 is coming.
You think 5 for sure?
Annie's kept us on our toes for 2 weeks now, and
Yep.
affected a lot of our decisions and plans, and I am ready for that baby to come out. I wouldn't mind doing both of them in one night,
would.
as long as
I would.
everything's healthy.
Let's have a
Best
back to back.
case,
That's fine, but
Phoebe could wait till tomorrow. I'm ready for foaling season to wrap up. It's been a long one with not a lot of sleep.
it's not even March.
I know. We're still a ways off, but
So,
ready
like,
for it
let me
to
put
wrap
it
up.
in perspective. So, this is Fred's birthday today, because today's Thursday. At this point last year, this was our 3rd baby being born today.
I know. But we started the first couple of days of the year, and have been on
day
foal-
after Christmas.
Yeah, been on foal watch since beginning of January, just about.
Yeah. So,
So
well, hope y'all enjoyed today. Again, let us know. I'm so
the
sorry.
cheese fell
The
off the
piece
camera.
of cheese just fell. Let us know who you want on here. Honestly, I wouldn't mind interviewing Nate and Matt, or Abigail. Like, let's interview some of the key people here.
Yeah, and I'd love to come back for a longer session. We're kind of getting it cut short.
Well, because we have some
we got some-
construction about to start happening, and today has just been a cluster, as it seems. So, hope you enjoyed that.
Well,
Let us know.
I hope you'll have me back.
Maybe. Let us know if you have any questions, suggestions, all of those things, and we will see you in the next one. Hopefully, the next YouTube video after this one is a baby reveal.